bring to attention something that there seems to be a lot of unknown about, and that is SEL. Quick show of hands here. How many of you all know what SEL, social emotional learning, is? How many of you have ever heard about CASEL? Good, okay, so social emotional learning, as you know, is from CASEL. It's Collaborative for Academic Social Emotional Learning. It's a Chicago-based organization. It was previously funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative. They are also partnered with the Allstate Foundation. Previously, we were able to find who funded them. You can't find that anymore on their website. It disappeared because I tried to vet some of my own information last night. I couldn't, so I had to say previously funded by. What they did was they went to our state departments of education, and they did this around the country, and then they went to the local decision makers at each and every district, and they implemented SEL through a MTSS multi-tier system of support. So every student gets the leftist agenda. So originally SEL sounded like a decent program, but it was later changed, and it's become the SEL that we know today. There's programs such as Second Step, JEDI, and there's others based on whichever program your local district may have opted to purchase. CASEL implemented their 5 competencies, and I don't know if many of you know about these competencies. First is self-awareness. You identify your race, socioeconomic status, gender, sexuality, and group identity. Then you use your identity to determine if you are privileged or oppressed. Self-management. Use mindfulness practices and groupthink exercises to control your emotions as you transition to a new set of social norms. Which social norms do we think that they are? Relationship skills. Learn how to build personal relationships with people you don't agree with because of mob rules. How many times have we seen people go along to get along, just be quiet, just keep your head down, just do that. But dare the person to speak up and say, I don't agree with that, and then they all pounce. That is what we are seeing. Responsible decision making. You're to make decisions based solely on your identity, and if it qualifies as privileged or oppressed, and what is in the best interest of the collective. America is not a collectivist country. We are an individual country. So, with those competencies, they ask, some of the questions you need to ask yourself is, what is defined as a healthy and rewarding relationship? What are the new social norms that they are referring to? Who is defining what is inappropriate social pressure? Who's saying that? I can tell you right now, it's not the parents. Would conflict be seen as not agreeing with inclusion, diversity, and equity, as the left defines it? Second Step has a strong psychological component. Anything that has to do with telling kids how to deal with their thoughts and emotions is psychology. Our teachers are not trained psychologists, and it's not their responsibility to parent our children. Many teachers do not want to teach these SEL lessons, but do so because they are required. Not to mention, many of the teachers don't even feel comfortable talking about the issues that are forced upon them with these SEL mandates. For example, sexual harassment in 7th grade. Why are we talking about sexual harassment to 7th grade students? So, what is defined as sexual harassment? Could sexual harassment be defined as not acknowledging a person's personal pronouns or trans identity? Possibly, yeah, it could be. One 7th grader's takeaway was, on the sexual harassment SEL lesson, was sexual harassment is anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. My student is opted out of SEL. Parents, grandparents, you have a legal right to opt your children out of SEL. These are being taught in the homeroom, and they are also now embedded in the curriculum, which you cannot opt out of. So 8th grade SEL, there was Stand Up for Change. Our kids in 8th grade were taught to create a plan to disrupt factors that contribute to bullying. They were to find out what students, staff, and schools could do to prevent bullying and harassment. Then the activity was they were to create a poster and a social media. social media campaign. Kind of sounds like social activism, doesn't it? So the issue is not with the topic of bullying, but rather the skill set of social activism. Take the bullying out and insert any other social issue. Our tax dollars are not paying to teach our kids to be social activists. Our tax dollars are paying for reading, writing, math, science, history, and ELA.